Mr. Theo, there's a bunch right here, too. All right, guys, we are going to get started. So, make sure phones are away. All right. I have the honor of introducing our presenters today. We are here to celebrate Black History Month, and Black History Month gives us an opportunity to recognize and celebrate and honor the amazing contributions that African Americans have made to our society. And we are so fortunate to have an incredible student body leadership here that is going to share with you. So I know for a fact that they have worked really hard to put together this presentation for you. So let's all make sure we are fully present, okay? Phones are away and engaging in the conversation. So without further ado, Lemmy and Lauren, or Nathan and Lauren, take it away.
Hi, everyone. I hope your Friday is going well. We, again, wanted to say Happy Black History Month and welcome you officially to our presentation on Dancing Through the Decades.
So today we'll be going over the different music genres and dances that have been invented by Black artists without Black artists throughout the decades. Today we'll be going over the recognition.
What good is melody? What good is music if it ain't possessing something sweet?
Okay, so
Every honeybee fills with jealousy when
Um,
they see you out with me.
today,
I don't blame them, goodness
as we were in
knows.
Black History Month, we thought it was fitting to take
Honeysuckle
you through the decades of music and dance, as
When
it
you're
said.
passing by flowers, you've been sight.
And
I
first
know
we will
the
play a
reason
game
why.
with you
You're
guys
my
that we
sweetest
do not
goodness
know.
knows.
So yeah, you guys are gonna help us throughout the game. We actually haven't seen it. Like we've had other people
You
see
just
it,
have
and
to
you guys
touch
are
my
gonna help us
cup.
with the
You're
game.
my
So
sugar.
it's gonna be interactive.
It's sweet when you stir
Tech, can
it
you click
up.
the
When I'm taking
music
sips
note?
from your tasty lips, seems the honey fairly drips. Your confection goodness knows, honeysuckle rose.
Our first question, does anyone have an answer to what city is widely acknowledged as the birthplace of hip-hop? Do we have a consensus? I'm hearing Brooklyn.
I'm hearing Brooklyn.
Are we going with Brooklyn?
We're going with Brooklyn. I heard a Houston, but like
Are we going with Brooklyn?
it was the Bronx. I heard a lot of Brooklyn. In 1953, the song "Hound Dog" was released by this blues singer before Elvis Presley's 1956 version.
Thornton.
I know, very confident Thornton.
Thornton?
All right, let's do that. This Renaissance man has a gift for producing, composing, arranging, and performing. Stevie Wonder? Go ahead.
Is that what we're doing?
Go ahead. I guess we're choosing Stevie Wonder. Oh, it's Quincy Jones. This musician was hailed as the creator of Afrobeat and used his music as a platform to call political and social progression in and outside of blank.
Do we have an
I
answer?
don't know.
Kanan?
Okay, we're going with Kanan. Jazz quartet.
Mr. Theo says jazz quartet.
Go, Mr. Theo. Jazz quartet. Okay, jazz quartet. Oh, it was the doo-wop group. We are not doing so well on this quiz. Okay. Who's 1939? This is like Billie Holiday. Okay. Get through it. You guys already know. Billie Holiday is our choice. And it's the incorrect choice. Etta? Etta James? You guys choosing Etta James? Yes? Okay, yes. Etta James. Oh my god. I mean, okay. Let's go.
Ted, can you take us back to the slides, please? So we're introducing our first decade, the 1920s to the 1930s. So can you guys give a warm welcome to Madison and Jalissa?
So our 1920s artists are Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, and Fats Waller.
Duke Ellington won 8 Grammys in total. He is a major historical figure in jazz. He's composed thousands of songs and even made a songbook. He's gone on tours to Europe. He wrote his first composition at 15 and began to play professionally at 17. Ella Fitzgerald, she sold 40 million albums and won 13 Grammy Awards. She was known for her incredible voice range. Ella Fitzgerald was also booked at many expensive venues. She rose to fame when she recorded herself singing the nursery rhyme A Tisket a Tasket.
Fats Waller won 2 Grammy Awards, a New York Drama Critics, and the Drama Desk Award. At 15, he dropped out of school and became an organist. He debuted in 1922 for OK Records. Additionally, Fats Waller appeared in multiple Hollywood films. Our 1930s musician is Nat King Cole. Nat King Cole was one of the most famous baritones in popular music. He was known for singing in English and Spanish, and many of his songs became famous worldwide.
We on the wrong decade. What? This is the 1940s now. Okay. During this time was a very sad war, if you guys know. At the start of this decade was the World War II, which had its impact on America. During this time, the new genre of jazz was becoming even more popular with the young people. We have artists like Ray Charles, Big Joe Turner, and Diana Washington spreading the genre of jazz throughout the young popularity, and it quickly rose to fame as more people embodied this new music. All right, let me go here. First, we have Ray Charles, an American singer, songwriter, pianist. He was regarded as one of the most iconic singers, known as the Genius. We have Big Joe Turner. He was the Silver Award for the male vocalist in All-American Jazz Band. He was the new male singer in the 1945, and he had the best blues record in the 1965. Also, in the late 1940s, this was a time after the war when a new genre of music came about, known as R&B and big band. We have new bands coming up, known as the Armstrong Four and the Cardinals and other bands like that. We also have R&B artists coming up showing this new musical movement that embodied the original tones of jazz, but also created this new funk and this new bebop that, yeah. Pretty good. Now we're on the 1950s.
So next we have the 1950s. The musical movement of the 1950s was rock. This genre was inspired by blues but also had aspects of country to it. Rock and roll gained popularity quite fast because of teens' love for it. Famous rock and roll stars we know today were inspired by many black artists, such as Elvis. The people I'll be covering in the 1950s are Chuck Berry, Sister Rosetta Thompson, and Bo Diddley. Chuck Berry won a Grammy Award and is now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He helped contribute to rock and roll by inspiring others with his stage performances and diction. He knew how to play a broad range of genres, but he was inspired by a lot of Caribbean music such as reggae. He inspired many such as Charlie Christian and T-Bone Walker. Next is Sister Rosetta Thompson. She was also put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and was a queer black woman. She was the originator of pop gospel music and inspired many with her heavy distortion of the guitar. She influenced the British blues and multiple guitarists such as Keith Richards. Last is Bo Diddley. Bo Diddley was a songwriter, guitarist, and influential part of rock and roll history. His title was the originator. He was primarily known for his creative rhythms and sharp guitar notes. The people he influenced were Elvis, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones.
And now we have the 1960s, and this is probably one of the most influential time periods with music, black music, and we have James Brown, The Temptations, Stevie Wonder, who I love very much, great artist. Next slide. We have a couple of interesting facts. Music had become a vehicle for social change. The protest songs and encyclopedia of the 1960s were the soundtracks to sexual revolution and anti-war marches. This was the decade of the revival of R&B music, also including many protest songs during the civil insurrection. So we're going to start off with James Brown, known as probably one of the greatest and most influential artists of all time, known as the Soul Brother #1. A major cause in the rise of black artists in that time period, and pushed the agenda with the songs Say It Out Loud, I'm a Proud Man, Don't Be a Dropout, and many others, causing numerous politicians to seek his aid to help calm cities during the civil insurrection. Then we have the Temptations. They were formed in the 1960s and grew to fame very quickly. They have well-known members such as Otis Williams, Paul Williams, Melvin Franklin, and many others. They started off great with their smash hits such as The Way You Do, The Things You Do, and including My Girl, which we just listened to. And yeah. And finally we have Stevie Wonder. Before he became known as the Little Stevie Wonder, he started off somewhere in Michigan, showing off his talents, even while being blind. Will go down in history as one of the greatest artists of all time and most influential. He dug his feet into the music history with major hits such as Fingertips, Drowning My Own Tears, and Smile, all hits during this time period. Thank you.
And now we move on to the 1970s, the disco era. Popular artists of this time were Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, and Diana Ross. First off, we have Tina Turner. She is a singer, a songwriter, a dancer, and an actress. She is known as the Queen of Rock. She has won 8 Grammy Awards and 3 Grammy Hall of Fame Awards, totaling to 12 Grammys. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Next, we have Aretha Franklin. She is a singer and a songwriter. She is widely known as the Queen of Soul. She has won 18 Grammys. She has 112 singles on the Billboard charts. She was the first woman, and probably the first black woman, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She received a Kennedy Center Honor Award in 1994, a National Medal of Arts in 1999, and a Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005. Lastly, we have Diana Ross. She's the boss and queen of Motown. She's a singer, an actress, a composer, a record producer, a film producer, a TV producer, a screenwriter, and an entertainer. She has 3 recordings inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, 2 Hollywood Walk of Fame stars, and she also received a Kennedy Center Honor Award.
Okay, guys, so since we are in the 70s, one of the most popular things to come out of the 70s is the Soul Train. Does anybody know what the Soul Train is in here? Do you want to explain it? Okay, well, the Soul Train basically is you're going to come down and there's 2 lines and you have a partner and you're going to come dance down with your partner. So does anybody want to participate in the Soul Train with us? Shelly, Anthony? Oh, Caroline, come on. Caroline and Eve. And Lana. Maddie, come on. Come on, Maddie. Okay, basically, we want you guys to line up in 2 vertical lines. Nathan, can you?
Facing your partner. No, facing your partner. Like this. One person on this side, one person on this side. You have to come this way, yeah. Over here.
We got an odd number.
Do we have an odd number?
No, we got a right number.
Are we all partnered up? Okay. Nat and I will demonstrate it for you guys. Ready? And that's the Soul Train. Moving into the 80s.
Okay, so now we have the 1980s, dancing through the decades. And during the 80s, there was kind of like an emergence of new dance music. There was a lot of genres such as jazz, R&B, soul, rock. And the 3 stars we have today are Prince, Luther Vandross, and Whitney Houston. Okay, so first off, we have Prince. So Prince's main genres were pop and rock, but he also incorporated a variety of other styles such as soul, jazz, and R&B. And he had a lot of pseudonyms, some of which were Jamie Starr and his most popular, His Royal Badness. He had 31 Grammy nominations and 7 awards. And he had 15 worldwide #1 hits, 5 US singles, and 8 #1 worldwide albums. He took off with Controversy in 1999, and his worldwide fame came from Purple Rain, which was one of his most popular songs. And his song Little Red Corvette got him onto MTV, which was a big deal at the time because he was like the first black person to be on MTV, which was a very popular network at the time. So next up we have Luther Vandross. So Luther Vandross was a very popular R&B artist. He dominated the charts for almost 25 years while he was making music. He had 8 #1 albums, 7 #1 singles, and 5 top 20 singles. And he sold over 40 million records worldwide. He had, go back. All right. Well, he had 11 consecutive platinum albums, 8 Grammys, including the Best Male R&B Vocal 4 times, and his success came in the early 90s, mostly, but during the 80s, he did have a lot of hits such as Stop to Love and There's Nothing Better Than Love. And next, of course, we have Whitney Houston, who is still popular to this day. Her debut album, named after herself, was a sensation, and it sold 25 million copies and won 1 Grammy. She had 415 career awards overall, including nominations, and won 6 Grammys. She was the only artist to have 7 consecutive #1 hits on Billboard's Top 100s chart. She was the first black artist to have 3 Diamond certified albums, and her biggest album, I Will Always Love You, was on the charts for 14 days, which is the longest time ever recorded for the #1 charts. And now we have the 1990s.
Okay, so the 1990s was a turning point for R&B and pop, as I'm sure a lot of you know. This is how we came into the contemporary R&B that we have today. So for our 1990s male artists, we'll be covering MJ, Biggie, and Tupac. MJ, as you all know, is regarded as the king of pop and is probably one of the most influential people or singers through the 20th century. And he's won various awards, and like some of his most popular songs are Beat It, Black It, Smooth Criminal, Remember the Time, and Rock With You. And then we have Notorious B.I.G., or better known as Biggie, and he's one of the greatest rappers of all time, and he's won also various awards such as the MTVs, and then he was a part of the New York rap scene. And some of his songs are Hypnotized, Mo Money, Mo Problems, and Sky's the Limit. Then we have Tupac, whose real name is Tupac Shakur, and one of his aliases was Machiavelli, and he is also one of the most influential rappers, and he's also one of the best-selling rappers, selling over 75 million records worldwide. And some of his songs are Changes, Dear Mama, and now we're gonna move into the 1990s female artist. Actually, the person who's singing this song right now is Aaliyah. And then we're also gonna cover Brandy and TLC. Aaliyah was a young American singer, dancer, and model, and she's credited with helping to redefine the R&B we know today, and which has earned her some of her most prevalent nicknames, such as the Princess of R&B and the Queen of Urban Pop. And she has won various awards, such as World Music Awards, and this song that's playing right now is Are You That Somebody, and then 1 in a Million, and A Girl Like You, and Hot Like Fire. Next we have Brandy, or for everyone in here, better known as either her role in Moesha or as Black Cinderella. She is also a singer and actress, and because of her intricate wrists, she has also been known as the vocal Bible. And she's won various awards for her acting career and her music career, such as the BMI Music Awards, and some of her songs are Put It Down, Right Here, and Missing You. And then our next group is TLC, which, if you don't know them by name, you definitely know the song No Scrubs. Like, I can promise you, you know it. And then they were a girl group of 3 members of Left Eye, T-Bows, and Chili. Some of their songs, as I mentioned, is No Scrubs, Waterfalls, What About Your Friends, Girl Talk, and all that. And they've won various Grammys and MTV awards. As I mentioned, it was a turning point for R&B, and R&B actually stands for rhythm and blues. And it was coined in the 1940s to cover all black music. But in the 1970s, it started to come into what it is today as artists such as Prince and MJ started their career. And then in 1980s, it actually began to mix with the hip hop culture, especially with the coming in of artists like Aaliyah. And then in the 1990s, we gained R&B as it is today. Now the 2000s.
Welcome to the 2000s. Popular artists of this time were Sierra Wilson, Jay-Z, and Alicia Keys. Sierra Wilson is a singer, a songwriter, a dancer, a model, and an actress. She debuted in 2004. She has 8 Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 singles, 4 Billboard 200 Top 5 albums, 3 Black Entertainment TV Awards, 3 MTV Video Music Awards, 3 Music of Black Origin Awards, and 1 Grammy. Next we have Jay-Z. Okay, this is a lot. He's a rapper, a songwriter, a record executive, an entrepreneur, a media proprietor, a record producer, and an actor. He's one of the world's best-selling music artists with over 125 million records sold. He has won 23 Grammy Awards, which is the most won by a rapper. He holds the record for the most #1 albums by a solo artist on Billboard 200. Last but least, we have Alicia Keys. She's a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and an actress. Her enormous acknowledgement success was in the early 2000s. She has won 15 Grammy Awards. She's a New York Times best-selling author, and she's an ambassador for a non-for-profit organization called Keep a Child Alive.
Tech, can you play the electric slide, please? So we wanted to introduce to you the electric slide, so we want to teach it to you. So when they play the music, we would like a couple of volunteers to come down and learn it with us. Well, you learn it, because we know it. Yes, skip the slide to the electric slide. Yes. Skip. Okay, can we have some volunteers for the electric slide, please? Maya, Tiffany, Sophia.
Lana, get up here. Get up. Yes, get up. Lana. I don't know what's cool. Wait, what's the electrician already doing? Well, figure it out. Huh?
You getting people?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys, so stagger between 2 rows. Stagger from 2 rows. Let's go, confident. Left, back, back. Okay. All right, we also have Lem, a guest coming. Okay, sure. Oh yeah, put emphasis. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 Right, left, left, back, back, slap the floor. Swing and do it again. Good? No, this is the last one. We're cutting it. This is the end of the mic. The mic is here. Are we doing the 20s? The 10s?
No, it's over. It's 10:30. 11:30. Yeah.
I'll do the conclusion. All right, Tech. Do you wanna cut the music? All right, guys. So that was a great dance for everybody who contributed. Everybody, give a hand for the people who danced. Let's go. Okay, so thank you guys so much for listening to us. And as we teach you guys going through Black history and Black music throughout history, because we just want you guys to learn about these artists that you guys are listening to and you guys don't even like know most of the stuff about or like the history of it. And there's a lot of influence that goes into a bunch of the songs and music movements that we have today. And this is just teaching you guys a context for the stuff that we know today. And yeah, get a little. But yeah, you guys are dismissed. Thank you guys.
Also, I cannot encourage you enough. Buy tickets to the Savoy. It'll be a night you will remember. Thank you for coming, guys.
Good morning still, I guess. All right. Well, we're going to get started. If the other groups are coming in, they can trickle in slowly. But welcome to Black History Month. We're really excited for this assembly. Your Black Student Union has worked really hard for you, and I'm just excited to learn more. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Nathan and Lauren, who are co-presidents, and I'm going to let them introduce the rest of their council. Let's give it up for them.
Hi, everyone. I hope your Friday's been going well, and once again, we want to welcome you to Black History. Today, the BSU is presenting Dancing Through the Decades.
Yeah. So today we will recognize artists and music genres across the decades of different Black influence that has influenced music genres like hip-hop, jazz, funk, and more. So yeah, we're just going to be starting. That is what I just said. Oh, just going to go. Yeah. All right, so first we're going to be playing a game that we actually don't know. Well, we know now because from the last one, but we don't know the questions of the quiz. So you guys are going to help us out. So you guys are going to shout out the answer. If you guys know, just like chime in and we'll put what you guys have. So Tech, can you play the game? Black music history. Which city is widely acknowledged as the birthplace of hip-hop? I hear a little Bronx over here. Are we going with Bronx? Okay, let's go with Bronx, Tech. And it is the Bronx. In 1953, the song Hound Dog was released by this blues singer before Elvis Presley's 1956 version. Anybody know? Any guesses? Hey, people are just anybody? I heard last one, Thornton. Thornton? Okay, let's go with Thornton, Tech. Yeah, last one. And it is correct. Ooh. Yeah, already doing better than the other one. This Renaissance man has a gift of producing, composing, arranging, and performing. He influenced artists like MJ and Frank Sinatra and had a keen ear. Quincy Jones? I heard Quincy Jones. All right, so Quincy Jones. And you guys are correct. You're cheating. You're cheating. I do not know. This musician is hailed as the creator of Afrobeat and used his music as a platform to call political and social progression in and outside of America. I heard a little something over here. Bob Marley? No? Okay. Strong no. Any strong guesses? All right, we're just going to go with Bob Marley because that's what we're hearing. No? Okay, you guys are saying no, but do you have any other guesses? Kanon? Kanon? It's Kanon. All right, let's see. Fela Kuti. All right, the legendary band Parliament Funkadelic helped usher in the revolutionary decade of funk music. Which band was it? Just pick something, guys. I'm hearing a lot of barbershop from over here. Is that what we're going to go with? Barbershop? Okay. Tech, pick barbershop. And it was the doo-wop group. We started out good. Whose 1939 Easter Sunday concert at Lincoln Memorial broke racial barriers and was seen as an important moment in the struggle for civil rights? Any guesses? Yeses? Billie Holiday? All right, Tech, we're going to go with Billie Holiday. Which gospel singer would go on to be called the godmother of rock and roll? Iron Etta James. Counting down. 5, 4. Any other ones? Etta James. Etta James. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of Etta James. Let's pick Etta James. Nah. Let's view the results. Okay. 3 out of 7.
To be fair, y'all did better than the older kids, so be proud of yourselves.
They got a 1 out of 7, so just saying. All right. Yeah, clicker.
Now we want to introduce you to our first decade, the 1920s to the 1930s. Please give a warm welcome for Madison and Jalissa.
So we are going to start with the 1920 artists. We have Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, and Fats Waller. Duke Ellington won 8 Grammys in total. He is a major historical figure in jazz. He's composed thousands of songs and even made a songbook in his lifetime. He's gone on tours to Europe. He's also written his first composition at 15 and began to play professionally at 17. Ella Fitzgerald. She sold 40 million albums and won 13 Grammy Awards. She was known for her incredible voice range. Ella Fitzgerald was also booked at very expensive venues. She rose to fame when she recorded herself singing the nursery rhyme, "A Tasket, a Tisket." Next artist we have Fats Waller. He won 2 Grammys, New York Drama Critics, and a Drama Desk Award. At 15, he dropped out of school and became an organist.
He debuted in Nat King Cole. He debuted in 1922 for OK Records and appeared in multiple Hollywood films. Nat King Cole is one of the most famous baritones. He sings in English and Spanish, and a lot of his songs became famous worldwide. Next, we have the 1940s.
All right, guys, so moving on to the 1940s. Okay, so in the early 1940s, there was the World War II, which caused a bunch of grief, anguish, and just low morale in the American society. So this led to the creation and the boostering of the genre of jazz. We have revolutionary artists like Ray Charles, Big Joe Turner, and Diana Washington. All right, Ray Charles. He was an American singer, songwriter, and pianist and composer. He was known as the genius during his time because of his musical genius. One of his biggest hits in 1960s was Georgia on My Mind, and was the first of his 3 career #1 hits in the Billboard Top 100. Big Joe Turner, he won the Silver Award for male vocalist in All-American Jazz Band. He was also named the best new male singer in 1945. And he also has a bunch of other awards, as you can see. In the late 1940s, we have, after the war, a new boost of morale. We have new musical genres coming in and this new style of pop, bebop, and funk. This inspired the new style of rhythm and blues and big band, which was seen throughout America. We have the Armstrong Four, Benny Goodman, and the Cardinals. We're going to be moving on to the 1950s now.
So the 1950s were the origins of rock and roll. This genre was heavily inspired by blues, but also had aspects of country in it. An artist made it so it was easy to dance to, and the beat was fast-paced. Many famous rock and roll stars we know today were inspired by Black artists' creativity. The artists I'll be speaking about are Chuck Berry, Sister Rosetta Thompson, and Bo Diddley. Chuck Berry won a Grammy Award and got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He helped contribute to rock and roll by inspiring other artists with his breathtaking performances and diction. He knew how to play a broad range of musical genres, but he especially took an interest in Caribbean music like reggae. Rosetta Thompson was also put into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She's known as the originator of pop gospel music, and she inspired many with her heavy distortion on the guitar. Bo Diddley was a songwriter, guitarist, and an influential part of rock and roll history. His title was the originator. He was known for his creative rhythms and sharp guitar notes. Many artists were influenced by Bo Diddley, such as Elvis, the Beatles, and the Rolling Stones. His most famous song is Hey Bo Diddley. Next, we'll be going over the 1960s.
Now we have the 1960s. So here we have the best of the 1960s. We have James Brown, major influence in the group, The Temptations, and Stevie Wonder, who will go down as one of the greatest. We have a couple interesting facts about 1960s. During the 1960s, actually, a lot of black artists influenced people such as the Beatles in their music. This is also the decade of the revival of R&B, and also music had become a vehicle for social change. The protest songs and psychedelia of the 1960s were the soundtracks to a sexual revolution and anti-war marches. Now we have James Brown, known as probably one of the greatest and most influential artists of all time, called the Soul Brother #1, a major cause in the rising of black artists in that time period, and pushed the agenda with his songs Say It Loud, I'm Black and Proud, Don't Be a Dropout, and many others, causing numerous politicians to seek his aid to help calm cities down during the civil insurrection. Now we have the Temptations, who were formed in the year 1960 and quickly became the most popular vocal groups. They were originally called the Pirates and were widely known for their lustrous harmonies and some of their best flow with each other. Well-known members such as Otis Williams, Paul Williams, Melvin Frank, Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin, and Dennis Edwards started off the career great with songs such as The Way You Do Things You Do, My Girl, Get Ready, and Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And now we have Stevie Wonder. Before he was known as Little Stevie Wonder, he started off somewhere in Michigan, showing off his talents even while being blind. Will go down in history as one of the greatest artists of all time and most influential. He dug his feet into the music history with his major hits such as Fingertips, Drown in My Own Tears, Smile, and all hits during this time period. And now we have the 1970s.
This is the 1970s, the disco era. Popular artists of this time were Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, and Diana Ross. Tina Turner, she's a singer, a songwriter, a dancer, and an actress. She is the queen of rock. She has won 8 Grammy Awards and 3 Grammy Hall of Fame Awards, which is 12 Grammy Awards in total. That's kind of a lot. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. Next, we have Aretha Franklin. She is a singer and a songwriter. She is the queen of soul. She has 18 Grammys, 112 singles on the Billboard charts. She is the first woman and the first black woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She received a Kennedy Center honor in 1994, a National Medal of Arts in 1999, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005. Lastly, we have Diana Ross. She is the boss and queen of Motown. She's a singer, an actress, a composer, a record producer, a film producer, a TV producer, a screenwriter, and an entertainer. She has 3 recordings inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame, 2 Hollywood Walk of Fame stars, and she also received a Kennedy Center Honor Award.
Hi, everyone. So, in the 70s, one of the most prominent, I guess, function things were the Soul Train. Does anybody know what the Soul Train is? Mr. Brumler, you want to explain it? Okay, so we're going to kind of recreate this here. So can we have some volunteers come on down? Otherwise, we're going to start picking people. All right. The 3 of you right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Who else? Sabrina? Sabrina. David. Naomi. And Mila and Naomi.
All right. So the way you do the Soul Train is you got to partner up. So pick a partner. Guys, pick a partner. All right, now your partner needs to go across and line up on the other side. So whoever your partner is, go across from your other. Okay. Okay. So the way you do the Soul Train is there's a line of people and you just come up and it's kind of like a tunnel or a train. Oh, you guys are doing it? Okay. So you see the 2 people coming this way, start dancing, start showing off their stuff, start dancing, and then they go back to the train and it starts again. Okay. Okay. All right, next is David and Nate. Let's go. All right. Okay. Okay, keeps going. All right, next, show us your moves. Okay. A little hop skip. Okay. Yeah. All right. They're thinking. They're thinking. Speed up the song. Okay. Little skip. All right, guys. Thank you guys for dancing. Thank you. You guys are still like down.
Huh?
You guys are still like down. Like everybody looks so tired.
Yeah, that's possible.
And moving into the 80s.
Okay, now we have the 1980s, dancing through the decades. So during the 1980s, there was kind of an emergence of new wave music, new dance music, and to show that, we're going to have our 3 artists of the 80s, Prince, Luther Vandross, and Whitney Houston. So our first artist is Prince. Prince was mainly a pop and like soul kind of artist, but he also did incorporate a variety of new styles, such as rock, R&B, jazz, things like that. He did have a lot of pseudonyms, some of which are Jamie Starr and his most popular, His Royal Badness. And he had a lot of Grammy nominations. He had 31 nominations and 7 awards. He had 14 #1 worldwide hits, 5 #1 US singles, and 8 #1 worldwide albums. Prince's career kind of took off with Controversy in 1999, and he became worldwide famous from his song and album Purple Rain. And his song Little Red Corvette got him onto MTV, which is a viewing network, and it was a very prominent time because he was the first Black artist to be on MTV, which kind of catapulted them from there. Next up, we have Luther Vandross. So Luther Vandross is an R&B artist. He dominated the charts for almost 25 years during his career, and he had 8 number 1 albums, 7 number 1 singles, and 5 top 20 singles in America. He sold over 40 million records worldwide, and he had 11 consecutive platinum albums, 8 Grammys, including Best Male R&B Vocal 4 times. And lastly, of course, we have Whitney Houston, who is still popular today. Her debut album, named after herself, was a sensation, and it sold over 25 million copies and won a Grammy. She had 415 career awards, both nominated and won, and she had 6 Grammys. She is the only artist to have 7 consecutive number 1 hits on Billboard's Top 100 chart. She was the first Black artist to have 3 Diamond certified albums, and her biggest single, I Will Always Love You, was on the top of the charts for 14 weeks, which is still the longest time ever recorded. And now we move into the 1990s with Lauren.
Okay, so I want to take you through the turning point of R&B and hip and pop. So we're going to start with our male artists, which is MJ and Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. MJ, who actually is singing the song right now, is regarded as one of the most influential people in the 20th century. He's also known as the King of Pop, and he has won various awards for his titles, such as the Brit Award for Best-Selling Albums. And some of his songs are Beat It, Black and White, and Smooth Criminal, and Remember the Time, and Rock With You. Our next person is Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie. He is one of the greatest rappers of all time. He was prominent on the New York rap scene, and he had won a lot of awards, and some of his songs are Hypnotize, More Money, More Problems, and Sky's the Limit. And our next artist is Tupac, and actually this is his song Changes right now. And his real name was Tupac Shakur, and one of his aliases was Machiavelli. And he's considered one of the most influential rappers, especially with setting records for the most records sold worldwide, with over 75 million records. He has a lot of awards and songs such as Changes, Dear Mama, and All Eyes on Me. Our next set of artists are our female artists, such as Aaliyah, who's actually singing the song right now, and then Brandy and TLC. So, as I mentioned, this is Aaliyah's song, Are You That Somebody? And she is credited with helping to redefine the 90s to what it is today, which has earned her some of her most prevalent nicknames, such as the Queen of Urban Pop and Princess of R&B. Some of her awards are the American Music Awards and MTV Video Awards. And some of her songs are You That Somebody, One in a Million, A Girl Like You, and Hot Like Fire. And now we're going to move into Brandy, who is better known for her roles, her acting roles, such as Moesha and Cinderella. She is known as the vocal Bible because of the intricate riffs in her voice. And then she's been nominated and has won various American Music Awards, BMI Music Awards, and Blockbuster Film Awards. And some of her songs are Put It Down, Right Here, and Missing You. And this song right now, which seems to be trending, is The Boy Is Mine, and that's her song. Next we have TLC, which was Left Eye, Chili, and T-Boz. And they've won various Grammys, various music awards, and their song No Scrubs, which is playing right now, and Waterfalls, What About Your Friends, Girl Talk, and all that. So R&B stands for rhythm and blues. And in 1940s, as Nathan mentioned before, it was when the time it started to come about to cover all black music. But in 1970s, it really started to form itself into what it is today as artists such as Prince and MJ took off with their careers. And in 1980s, it was when the hip-hop culture entered the music scene. So in the 1990s, you had a mixing of the hip-hop culture with artists such as Aaliyah and TLC to bring this to the R&B, to give us the R&B we know today.
Welcome to the 2000s. Artists of this time were Sierra Wilson, Jay-Z, and Alicia Keys. Sierra Wilson is a singer, a songwriter, a dancer, a model, and an actress. She debuted in 2004. She has 8 Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 singles, 4 Billboard 200 Top 5 albums, 3 Black Entertainment TV Awards, 3 MTV Awards, 3 Music of Black Origin Awards, and 1 Grammy. Jay-Z. He is a rapper, a songwriter, a record executive, an entrepreneur, a media proprietor, a record producer, and an actor. He's one of the world's best-selling music artists with over 125 million records sold. He has 23 Grammy Awards, which is the most won by a rapper. He holds the record for the most #1 albums by a solo artist on Billboard 200. And last but not least, we have Alicia Keys. She's a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and an actress. Her enormous acknowledgement success happened in the early 2000s. She has won 15 Grammy Awards. She's a New York Times best-selling author, and she is an ambassador for a non-for-profit organization called Keep a Child Alive.
Now we have 2010s. Our 2010 artists are Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Rihanna. Our first artist, Beyonce. Beyonce is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. She's won Grammys, awards for Best Music Video, Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best R&B Song, and probably many more. She's born and raised in Houston, Texas. She began to perform in various singing dancing competitions as a child. Next, Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is a Trinidad and Tobagan songwriter, a singer, and television personality. Nicki is notorious for her fast rapping style. She rose to popularity by starting as a backup singer and posting her voice on MySpace. Nicki has won multiple BET, MTV, Billboard, and Teen Choice Awards. Next, Rihanna. Rihanna is from Barbados. She's now a singer, business owner, songwriter, actor, and model. She's the youngest person to have 10-plus Billboard hits, and at 23. Rihanna has won 9 Grammy Awards and about a dozen Billboard and American Music Awards. She started her career in a girl group, which caught the attention of music producers and Jay-Z, who signed her. Now for the electric slide.
So we want to teach you the electric slide. So would 5 people volunteer to come up and learn the electric slide? If you don't, we're going to pick you.
Naomi, Nancy, Jade. Who else? Who else?
We're gonna take David. Oh, we picked David? Okay.
His name is JD. Red jacket, right here. Who's in the white jacket?
Mr. Brumler. No.
And Mr. Brumler. So can you guys get into 2 lines?
Always me.
Okay, we wanted to say thank you for paying attention and for participating in our assembly today. And we hope you learn a lot this Black History Month.
All right, so I just want you guys to take to heart all these artists and all these movements that you guys learned here today. Oftentimes, we listen to songs on a daily basis and we don't know like who it's by or like what kind of movements or history that came behind it. So this is kind of just giving you guys like a little context to it, and just think about it throughout, like next time you listen to a song by a Black artist. Also, quick plug, guys. We have the Savoy Ballroom on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Don't forget to buy your tickets, and you guys are dismissed. Okay, thank you guys.